Hey guys, GM Cheers here with Lethal Gaming, bringing you guys the iconic slider COBRA SVT Mustang, the 93. I know this is a video a lot of you guys have been looking forward to. We've definitely been trying to get to it today. We've been recording all day, trying to get these videos set for you guys, and really get some quality stuff out for you guys. So we definitely wanted to start off with a iconic slider tune giveaway. So it was stressed by my commander-in-chief that we build this from the ground up, no gimmicks, no fast fly-throughs, just nothing but the ground up. So we are going to go in and purchase our Ford Cobra. So we're just going to slide on down to Ford and purchase our 93 SVT Cobra. Not going to worry with designs for now. We'll keep it stock red. Alright guys, so one thing to definitely be aware of with this build is it is going to be a very cheap build. I know a lot of us are drifting on a budget, not all of us are VIPs, and you know, the tunes get kind of costly. So the major expenses of this car will definitely just come out of parts. But the tune itself costs under 100K. It's definitely a budget drift build, and it's definitely a starter drifting car. For those of you just starting out wanting to learn to drift, is definitely a car for you. So let's go ahead and get into the upgrades of the car. So we're going to start with the engine conversion. Going to go up to the second one, little V8, 7 liter, and go ahead and just quickly install that one. We're not going to touch the drivetrain, but we are going to supercharge this Mustang. Moving along, we'll go into tires and rims. Alright, one thing definitely with the Lethal Gaming tunes that Iconic's going to be bringing you guys is we are always going to go drag tire compound. 99.9% of the time it will be drag tire compound. If you see it without drag tire compound, that's a 1 in a million chance. So just stick to the drag tire compound when we're building these tunes, guys. So front tire width, we're going to bump it up. Go to the rear tire width, bump it up all the way, not the last one, but the second to last one, and that's going to bring us to the tire width that we need. Going down to I guess if we're gonna adjust the rim size, we have to get some some stylized rims here. So let's go ahead and grab these. It's not too picky with them, just gotta get a pair so that we can adjust the rim size. So with the rim size, we're gonna go up 1 here on the front, and in the rear, we're gonna go up 1 as well. Alright, over to drivetrain. Alright, so the drivetrain, we're going to go racing everything. That's race clutch, you got your race transmission, all of it. Go ahead and slap it on there. Forget about the wallet for a minute. Just everything race, carbon fiber driveline. Hit that differential absolutely with the two-way. And we'll get into that later, what's special about the Lethal Gaming tunes regarding that two-way. Performance and handling. This one's going to be another easy, just about race everything as far as brakes and racing damping goes. Let's see, when we're going to go front roll bars, definitely race. Go into the rear, same thing. Alright, now this is very, very important, guys. Alright, so when getting into putting in roll cages in your car, you're never going to put these roll cages in the iconic slider tunes, okay? Because this affects your body rolls as you're going through and switching through your transitions. It basically works against your tune. So if you have a really weak dampening, you're going to be fighting this almost the entire time. So it's definitely important that we're just going to go to the second one up. We're not going to put the full roll cage, so we still get a little added poundage to it, but we're not putting the roll cage in it. Same thing with the weight reduction. We're not going to go all the way because we want to at least keep a little weight to it so we can get some distance on it. So let's go ahead and throw in the second weight reduction. Guess we'll move a little lighter on our feet here. Engine. This is going to be another quick one through. We're definitely just going to start slapping on your race parts as you're going through. Race carburetor. Get a little horses under the hood there. Race exhaust. Getting up into our A class now. Racing engine block. Pistons and compression. And we are going to upgrade the aspiration in this to the second one. Intercooler, going to go all the way to that intercooler right there. And another key thing to these Lethal Gaming tunes, guys, from Iconic is we are not going to put in a flywheel. We're leaving it stock. We're not touching any of this. Reason being is that with these racing flywheels and upgraded flywheels, you tend to keep that boost lag. So as long as we keep this stock flywheel, you'll have less boost lag problems from your twin turbos, your superchargers. You just get a more consistent throttle out of it as you're going through, and you won't have to fight that boost lag. Alright, so that's going to do it for our upgrade. So you should be sitting right there at 655, and we'll be ready to get into the tune. Alright, so just let that go ahead and save and apply everything on that money you just spent. It's going to be well worth it here. Alright, so we are going to start by jacking the tire pressure up to 55 on top, 54 on the bottom. Down one more. The gearing, we're going to extend the final drive to 3.01. There you are. We're going to drop first gear down to 1.81. Second gear, we're going to drop second gear down to 1.53. Let's see. Third gear is going into 1.44. Fourth gear to 1.41. And we're going to raise fifth gear to 1.36. And sixth gear is going to 1.32. Alright, I'll go ahead and leave that there for a second on the screen. For those of you building this as we go along, I'm sure a few of you are. That's going to be your gearing ratio for this Mustang. So one thing, another thing to note, I guess, to these tunes is that when you get a tune from Iconic, it's going to be a tune that's going to make all the gears usable. You're not going to find a gear that you can't use to be drifting in. So don't be afraid to climb up through them. One of those different ones when you get up into Alps or Bernice up there, you get some of those longer lines. Don't be afraid to push into those higher gears, because these are going to be all of these are usable 110%. All right, so let's get into the alignment. The alignment up top, we're going to have it as a positive 1.9 to the front and 0.9 to the rear. Our toe is going to be kicking out at 1.6 for both front and rear. Go ahead and get the toe out. And our front caster angle is going to be sitting at 5.5. Alright, here's the anti-roll bars. We're going to put the anti-roll bars to 28.02, 23.61 on the bottom, or rear I should say. Going into the springs. Alright, so our spring is we're gonna drop our front springs down all the way down to 530.2, or as close as you can get it to that. I know sometimes when you're going through fast, this weird decimal counter and adjusting, it gets a little hard to get it right there at 530.2. So we're gonna try our best to sneak it in there and see if we can get it. So here this would be 530.4. That's alright, as long as you can get as close to that as you can get it. You'll be fine. So we're going to drop our rear springs down to 490. 490.2. And this is what we were saying earlier with the roll cage, is that when you're rolling a suspension that's this soft, you don't want that roll cage fighting against, the tune that's in place in your car. Oh, sneak it up there. Alright, there we go. So that one we actually could get at 490.2. Our ride height is just going down just 0.1 to 6.9 in the front and the rear. Alright, so for the stiffness, we are going in the stiffness to put it at both of these to 8, and the bump stiffness to 7.2, 7.2. Nice and simple there. Alright, so we're not going to touch anything on the aero. The brake. Alright, so braking is very, very big here with the tunings, because a lot of these tunings will be requiring you to, you're not necessarily requiring you to, but will work better for you adapting a brake technique style. So with the balance, we're going to put it at 11% to the rear. And then we're going to go down to brake pressure is going to be dropped down to 20%. Alright, so with that in place, got a nice little failed messages along the side. I guess that means we're doing it right. So going over to the differential. Alright, this is what I was saying with that two-way, how important this is. With the iconic tunings, we have it at 100% acceleration, 0% deceleration. That is going to help when you're floating through your drifts and you're letting it ride out. You're not going to have it sit there and engine brake, and you're going to be fighting your engine block with this. You're just going to nice and float, and take a little bit of getting used to, but I promise you, if you take these tunes and you work with them, the ones that we're going to be giving you guys, you'll see a definite improvement in your lines, in your distance, and your capability with a rear-wheel drive car. These tunes can easily hit, any line that a all-wheel drive car could hit. I mean, these are 100% usable on any map, and I definitely recommend this tune to you guys out there that are either looking to start drifting, or say you've been drifting for a while and you want to start to adjust to the Lethal Gaming drifting style that these tunes will be presenting you with. I definitely recommend this as a starter car. It's extremely cheap. It doesn't cost too much, and definitely for what it can do. So definitely something to go pick up, or at least with this one, we wanted to give you guys an unlocked version so that there's something that you need to change to your style, you can absolutely do this to, more towards your liking. So this one's 100% unlocked for you guys, brought to you by Iconic Slider. Hope you guys enjoy this. We definitely want to hear what you think of it. If there's another one that you want to see, or any ideas or questions that you have, feel free to leave them in the comments below, guys. Alright, this is going to be